Morning everybody, Sam here, Flav here, said your name again. What are you going to do about it? Nothing.
Nothing.
We're here with news at 10 as always, Monday to Friday at 10 a.m. We bring you all the latest football news. Lots to talk about last night. Champions League group stages, Spurs topping their group in Dortmund.
Yes.
Liverpool throwing away a 3-0 lead in Sevilla.
Yep.
We'll also talk about Alexis Sanchez, Mesut Ozil, their futures. Manchester City. Yep. Phil Foden came off the bench, but Sterling, he made the difference with the 1-0 win. They're topping their group. They're just breezing to victory.
Can I just say, not so chipper.
Who?
Just people.
I
haven't received many pelters this morning. Not like Monday. Not so chipper. I don't know why.
Neither do I. We'll talk about that in a bit, but let's go straight to the back pages. Flav's going to run through them for you.
All right, we've got the Star Sport, and they're reporting on the Klopp chaos. Boss goes crazy as Klopp blow 3-goal lead in the game against Sevilla. It was absolute chaos there in the second half.
I mean, they were comfortable. 2 very easy goals from a set piece and then a square ball to Firmino. And then they conceded. The first goal was exactly like their first 2 goals. And then it was just all a bit of a mess. And they conceded last minute. Corner comes in, chaos in the box, binks it in 3-3. Throwing away a 3-0 lead. I mean, they still took their Champions League group, but...
Another story here. Smalling is apparently... Smalling's had a swipe at Gareth Southgate. Apparently he thinks he should be in the squad. Is that right? Does his form this season warrant that?
He's actually played much better this season than he did last year, so I think he does deserve some credit in that respect, but I still don't think Chris Smalling is the answer at centre-back for England.
Back page of The Independent says Tottenham top of the group. Obviously 2-1 win against Dortmund in Dortmund yesterday put Spurs top of the group and winning the group as well with a game to go. Apparently the group of death.
You're going to win it, mate.
We are the best team in Europe.
You're going to win it.
Yeah, we're better than Man City. We're better than Real Madrid. We're better than them all.
Everyone.
We're going to win it.
Spurs are going to win it.
Incredible, actually. All jokes aside, I was fearing the worst when we were that group, but we've been superb in the Champions League this season. Kane scored again, 12th goal.
Son's goal was beautiful.
Yeah, a bit fortuitous with Ali, but he showed the graft to get into a position where he could cut it back to Son. It was a great finish, yeah. Klopp obviously says it feels like we've lost. Losing 3-0.
Effectively are losing.
Yeah, you might as well have done. Back of the mail, a sterling job. City with group City win group and unleash England super kid Foden. He's a lot of excitement around that.
I watched Foden against United in the pre-season, and he stood out as their best player. I think he won the Under-17s World Cup with England. He looks like a very good kid coming through, and Guardiola's given him the opportunity in the Champions League, so fair play to Guardiola. And when you're winning like 16, 17 games in a row, I suppose you can do that, and you're top in the Champions League group. 5 wins out of 5.
Incredible, isn't it? Back of the mirror, firm, then wobbly. Firmino and Mane put Reds 3-0 up before they collapse in truly dreadful second half. I think this kind of sums up Liverpool this season. They're so good going forward. So exciting going forward. Mane, an incredible footballer. Salah just tearing it up this season, but at the back again, major issues, and hopefully for Liverpool fans they can sort that out. Also, Tottenham put Derby days behind them to win their group, and Dutch prove City are only human until late strike from Sterling. A lot of frustration in the City of Manchester Stadium. The game was quite a frustrating one. Quite difficult.
I thought you were trying to say the fans are frustrated.
They've got nothing to be frustrated about. Probably the best team in Europe. And finally, The Guardian. Obviously Klopp again and Liverpool, but Everton dispute Niassi's diving charge because he's being done for simulation and deceiving match officials.
This was always going to happen because I think this is the first year where they brought in...
It's the first person to get done with simulation, yeah.
There's a retrospective ban for diving if they think that someone has tried to cheat the officials, and it was always going to... Because I don't know what the appeal process is, but every single one is going to be appealed. Everyone.
Have you seen it?
No.
I don't know what... How can you appeal it?
What, is it bad?
Yeah, it was clear. It's a clear dive.
Well, what's the issue then?
I don't know. They're unhappy. They don't want to lose him. And the thing is, like Niasse, it ain't like you're losing frigging, Harry Kane or something, is this? I think they even hate him.
No, Niasse's come back through this season. He's actually scoring goals.
Who cares?
I'm pretty sure Everton fans care. I'm not sure 100%. But let's run through all the results last night for the Champions League. Spartak Moscow drew 1-1 with Maribor, and that was Liverpool's group, wasn't it? So Liverpool now, after that 3-3 draw against Sevilla, topping the group with 9 points, but Sevilla right behind them on 8 points and Moscow on 6. So technically, all three of them can go through as top, but Spartak have got a -7 goal difference on Liverpool, so there's no way that they can go.
No, results against each other.
Oh yeah,
nothing to do with goal difference.
Nothing to do with goal difference.
Unless both teams are on, they draw both games.
Well, I think Liverpool are still in a strong position then, but after that, they would have been effectively through had they not done that last night.
Yeah, absolutely.
But unlucky Liverpool. Man City's group, 5 wins out of 5, forward 13 against 3. They've got literally a perfect result so far in the Champions League. And they didn't have an easy group. Shakhtar, Napoli and Feyenoord as well. So they won 1-0 last night thanks to a Sterling goal. Very neat finish right at the end.
There's been some major teams that are kind of struggling or have dropped out. You saw Monaco lost.
Monaco getting properly pumped.
Yeah, I mean, I think they lost every single one of their games, I think.
Yeah.
At the bottom of the league. They are
well, that's what happens when you sell all your best players, I suppose, isn't it?
Well, there's also that, but there's also major teams suffering. Like Leipzig are third; they need to win the next game. Napoli as well, who are kind of cleaning up in the Serie A this year. And
well, hopefully they can. I'd like to see Napoli in the knockout stages. I wouldn't want to fancy drawing against them, but Napoli are playing some very good football this year. Insigne scored an absolutely wonderful goal last night. Italian fans up in arms because he wasn't played by Ventura in that all-important game against Sweden.
That's right.
And he goes and scores a goal like that. So Napoli, they beat Shakhtar 3-0. Besiktas drew 1-0 with Porto. And Monaco saw the goals last night as well against Leipzig. They got steamrolled. Really, really steamrolled. Bottom of the group on 2 points. They're not even going to get into the Europa League.
No.
They're just out of Europe. It's a bit of a whirlwind 12 months for them after winning the league, getting to the Champions League semi-finals, then selling Mbappe, selling Bernardo Silva, selling Bakayoko. All of a sudden, it's not so rosy. But it's a shame for Monaco because they had such a wonderful team there. But when you've got big clubs who come in and offer ridiculous amounts of money, teams do get torn apart. And then your group as well. Real Madrid steamrolled it 6-0 away at Apoel. But the most important result,
aren't very good.
Most important result in that group, obviously, you beat Dortmund away. Probably the second hardest game in there, behind the Bernabeu away.
What that or Apoel?
No, I'm saying in your group, Dortmund away and obviously Real Madrid away.
Yeah.
Two hardest games there.
Of course, yeah. And
you got good results in both grounds.
Yeah. We got a draw out in Real Madrid, which was really pleasing. And Dortmund, although it was a great result, I'm not taking anything away from Spurs and the performance out there. They're not having the greatest of the season. They're like fifth in the Bundesliga. They've lost 4 games in the season and only got 2 points in the Champions League. So while it was a great result, they've still got great players like Aubameyang, Goetze and Kagawa as well played yesterday.
They're going to struggle to hold on to Aubameyang this year, I think now.
I think he's proper.
He's just got disciplined as well.
Yeah, he's just come back from a ban. It's a bit odd. I think there's some issues.
Would you take him at Spurs? Him and Kane up front? That would be pretty. Do you need another striker?
I mean, Llorente. He had a terrible miss yesterday. It's very difficult for a striker to play second fiddle to Kane, come in and do the business. Impact strikers are off the bench are quite hard to come across. You don't get a Jermaine Defoe or a Solskjaer every day. So it's a difficult thing. Aubameyang came in, arguably him and Kane are kind of a parity, a similar level in terms of their ability. I don't know, he's going to want to come and sit on the bench at Spurs? Probably not. It's going to cost a lot of money.
Probably not, you're right. But anyway, 2 players who might be on the move this year. Look at that, leading right into that's perfect. Alexis Sanchez and Mesut Ozil, obviously both available in free transfers this summer. And Nacho Monreal has been talking about his teammates. He's saying the feeling is that they will continue at Arsenal. At no time have we talked about the possibility of them leaving, not at all. They are committed to the group and we will see what happens. Now, Arsenal have had a bit of an indifferent season so far, not in the Champions League for the first time in a long time. They're way behind Manchester City, but that win against Spurs at the weekend might breathe a bit of momentum into their sails. What do you see? Let us know in the comments now. Do you see Ozil and Sanchez staying past January? Because technically they could both sign free contracts with foreign clubs in January, but then they could leave on a free in the summer. And Arsenal fans know all too well what happened with Robin van Persie when he left for United. The player contracts, they go down too far. Arsenal, don't they?
Yeah.
We've talked about it so many times before.
Yeah, we have. The problem with them signing pre-contracts in January is that they lose them for free. It also shows they've got no intent and desire to really play for Arsenal. I'm not saying they won't be professional and do the best that they can, but can Arsenal really be in a situation? They're not going to win the league this year. They're accustomed now to not being in the Champions League. Can they really afford to or maybe they can afford, just to let these 2 amazing players go for free? If they get 17 million from Ozil from Barcelona, that was the story that was mooted yesterday.
Yeah.
Get him out of the country, so he's not going to play for another team. He's not going to go to Man United. That's kind of solves that problem. And Sanchez, you know, you could probably still get 20, 30 million for him. That's a lot of dough. You know, it's about 50, 60 mil for two players they're going to lose for nothing in 6 months.
The issue for Arsenal here is that if they do lose Sanchez and Ozil, they clearly already need right now, with Sanchez and Ozil in the team, they need players around those. But if they lose those two, they're going to have to spend all their money on just replacing Sanchez and Ozil. And by the way, I'm better in bed.
I don't doubt it.
No, you don't doubt it. So let's read a few comments here. We've got is that some CP saying Llorente's been good from what I've seen of him. You think that's fair?
Yeah, he's been all right. It's just
a little bit of insight for you there from Flav.
He comes on 6 minutes left of each game. You know what can he do? He had a great chance yesterday. I tell you what, we started against Real Madrid and played very well with Kane up front. We started with a 2 up top against Real Madrid, so that he done well in that instance. But it's hard, like I say, it's hard for a striker to impose himself after 6 minutes of the game. He had a great chance, went through on goal, one-on-one with the keeper, and he pushed it into the keeper's path, which was frustrating.
That's not very good, is it? Yeah. We've got Carlos Davis saying, I'm not a Smalling fan, but he has been okay this season. He has been okay. His best year came under Louis van Gaal when he was named, I think, Players Player of the Year. But ever since then, under Mourinho, he had a real downturn last season. He's coming back, but I don't know. English centre-backs don't really fill me with too much confidence. John Stones is coming on leaps and bounds under Guardiola this year, but if he's injured, who's going to play in defence? Gary Cahill? I don't want him playing in the World Cup. I don't even know who the other centre-back options are.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of slim pickings there, isn't it?
Very slim. And centre-backs have always been where England have typically been strong.
Yeah.
And now, all of a sudden, we've got Harry Kane up front, we've got Rashford up front, and now we're struggling in defence.
Yeah.
So you can't have everything. We had that golden generation, we didn't do bloody anything anyway. So it doesn't matter.
Well, what are you anticipating?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Absolutely nothing. England are going to get knocked out in the World Cup after 3 draws.
Expect nothing, and you won't be disappointed with it.
There's a story of a Spurs fan right there.
Can I just say, people are digging me out saying I probably wouldn't be good in bed. 3-to-1 ratio on orgasms, just letting you know. That's my rule. That's my rule. I will not stop till 3 orgasms have been administered.
I'm not sure.
Is this news at 10?
Strictly true, to be honest.
Should we end this?
Yeah, let's end this now. See you tomorrow.